What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. And wow, that's all I have to say about this most recent Kagurabachi chapter. Just wow. Dude, this is quite possibly one of the best chapters I've read in a long time for a manga. This is without a doubt Kagurabachi's best chapter. So much went down that I don't even know really where to start. I'm kind of like just at a loss for words with how good this chapter was. So after a long stretch of chapters, we're finally done with Samura arc. We're like with a little Samura backstory arc, and dude, that flashback slash backstory arc peak, and the way that it ends is even better. So now that we now know that that sword bearer still pretty much wants to wipe everyone out. Like, we now know that the swordsmaster's bloodlust isn't gone. He still wants to bring about malediction. So the guy that we've been seeing throughout the story, throughout all these arcs, the guy that for the longest time I thought we had to save at some point. I thought he was being held captive and we had to go save him in order to turn the tide against the Hishaku. No. In fact, he's the big bad. If we let him out, the world is essentially done. So even though Samura looked like the big bad for a long time, in actuality, he's essentially trying to prevent something worse from what we learned from his flashback. If this swordmaster gets out, what we saw on that island is going to come to pass again. There's going to be another war. Like, that's what is so good about this arc, man. It recontextualizes Samura as a character. Because for the longest time, I thought Samura was pretty much just a traitor. Like, I thought he just betrayed everybody, betrayed Chihiro, and I thought that was pretty much it. But with the introduction of his daughter and with this flashback arc, we got to see so many new layers to Samura as a character. We saw the inner struggle that he pretty much had throughout this whole time in the story. He doesn't want to do this. He didn't want to do it, but he's trying to prevent something worse. He's trying to eliminate the Swordmaster coming back because he knows that bloodlust is still there. And that's why he was okay with leaving his daughter, because he doesn't want his daughter to be brought into that. And like, dude, that like the flashback arc is just so good because it shows essentially what Samura had to give up in order to prevent this evil from coming back into the world. And like, he pretty much had to like sell his soul in a way. And honestly, like, it was so good, man. Like, I couldn't believe what I was reading this whole time. Because like I said, I thought Samura was just going to be a one note villain, and essentially he was going to be just have to be the hurdle that Chihiro had to overcome. But no, now there's so many more complex feelings about it, and I love that. So after we're officially done with the flashback arc, Chihiro is back in the story. And I'm just gonna say it. I miss my boy. I miss Chihiro. Chihiro is one of my favorite protagonists in Jump in a very long time. So him not being in the story for a while did kind of like have me upset because he's one of my favorite characters. So I'm glad to have him back. This is a really great chapter to bring him back into the fray. So we see him get to fight alongside Samura's daughter, and he was pretty much just like, "Yo, did your dad train you?" And like I said, I just loved their little like team up thing. But what I really liked about this arc, or what I really liked about this chapter for Chihiro, is even though he hasn't the feeling in the back of his mind that Samura could kill him if he draws N10. And the reason why he draws N10 to summon Samura is so that she can see her father one last time before she gets her memory wiped again. I really liked that because it pretty much serves as like It serves as a way for her to get closure that she never really got before. This is her way, like, for her to say everything that she wants to say to her father. Like, I feel like that's going to be so good when you really think about it, because even though it looks like it's geared up for like a big fight between Chihiro, Samura, I forgot the other guy's name, but but it's going to be it's set up to be like a three-way fight between them. But what I think it's going to be mostly is I don't even think we're going to really see a fight. I think we're pretty much just going to see Samura's daughter really just have a conversation with Samura. Like, she just wants to see her father one last time, and Chihiro was going to grant that wish. Chihiro was granting that wish, and like he's granting that wish so, like I said, so she can move on with her life. She wants to be able to close that chapter of her life because, as she said, being with her father caused her nothing but pain. It caused her to like be bullied by literally everybody her whole life. She had to suffer all this pain, all the violence, but in the end, she got to be with her father. She got to be loved by her father. She got to see her mother smile. So she has a lot of complex emotions that she has to deal with. And now, with this moment, with Chihiro drawing Enten and bringing Samura to them, she's now going to be able to say what she's been wanting to say for pretty much this whole arc. She's finally going to be able to see the man who caused her all this pain, who she's loved in some way, shape, or form since she was a child. She's going to get to pretty much say everything that she's wanted to say. And then she's going to be able to close the book on this chapter of her life. And I think that's going to be very good. Next chapter, chapter 75, is going to be a banger. Like, either we're going to get a big fight or we're going to get Samura talking to his daughter. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be so good. And what else can I talk about in this chapter that I really liked? I talked about Samura. I talked about Chihiro's return. I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered pretty much like everything I want to talk about. I kind of just wanted to like make this quick little video talking about this most recent chapter because I haven't felt this way about a Kagurabachi chapter in a minute. I've been loving the story, but I haven't felt like the need to make a video about Kagurabachi in a while. This is the chapter that made me feel like, okay, I need to make a video on Kagurabachi because, like I said at the beginning of this video, bro, if you're not reading Kagurabachi, genuinely, what are you doing? Kagurabachi is quite possibly the best manga that's running and jump in the past like 10 years. I'm so serious when I say that. Like, the story has just completely evolved from what it was before. Like, even just looking at Kagurabachi from last year, it has evolved in a way that I never would have expected for it. Like, everyone thought it was going to be one thing, but it's completely evolved into something else entirely. And I've just been loving being able to see it just grow. I've been loving seeing Hokuzano grow as a mangaka. Like, pretty much like growing more confident in his story, adding new things, taking Chihiro out of the story for a little bit. Like, all the things that he's doing is just like one of the classic examples of a grade A mangaka. And like I said, man, Kagurabachi is going to be one that's remembered forever when it wraps up. I hope it doesn't wrap up for a very long time because I haven't loved a manga like this in so long. But I think that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. How did you guys feel about this monumental chapter for Kagurabachi? Did you like it as much as me, or do you not feel the same way and you feel like another chapter is better? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.